Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in wa ba'd. This is the 22nd lesson of al-Usul al-Thalatha, the three fundamental principles. And inshallah today we'll be continuing on with the Asl al-Thalath, ma'rifat al-Nabiyyikum Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So here he said, وَلَهُ مِنَ الْعُمْرِ 63 سَنَةً مِنْهَا 40 قبل النبوة و23 نبيا رسولا نبي بإقرأ وأرسل بالمدثر. So here he said the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was 63 sana. He was 63 at the time of his death, 40 years before the prophethood, and 23 nabiyan and rasulan, and 23 years as a prophet and a messenger. And we went over that in the last lesson, the difference between a prophet and a messenger. So anybody that has any issues about that, you can go back to that, and also go back to the books of Ibn al-Qayyim, Shaykh al-Islam, because they deal with that issue in depth. Rasulullah nubbiya bi Iqra. So nubbiya bi Iqra. Iqra, of course, is the beginning of Surah Al-Qalam. Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. Khalaqa al-insana min alaq. Iqra wa rabbuka al-akram. Alladhi allama bil qalam. Allama al-insana ma lam ya'lam. So these ayat that were revealed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he was in Ghar al-Hira. And this, of course, it came in a hadith in Aisha radiallahu anha. This in Sahih Bukhari. in which قال الإمام البخاري رحمه الله تعالى حدثنا يحيى بن بكير قال حدثنا الليث عن عقيل عن ابن شهاب عن عروة بن زبير عن عائشة أم المؤمنين رضي الله عنها أنها قالت أول ما بدأ به رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من الوحي الرؤيا الصالحة في النوم. Aisha رضي الله عنها said, she's the narrator of the hadith, she said that the first thing that the Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم started with, as far as the revelation was concerned, is a truthful dream. Like he would see a dream and then it would come true. He said, فَكَانَ لَا يَرَى رُؤْيَا إِلَّا جَاءَتْ مِثْلَ فَلَقِ الصُّبْحِ. So he did not used to see a dream except for it would come like the light of the day, of the daybreak. So it's like basically it would just come true. It would be clear. It's like just the day as it starts to show, as the light starts to shine on it. ثُمَّ حُبِّبَ إِلَيْهِ الْخَلَاء. And then he started to love, just being alone, being away from the people. وكان يخلو بغار حراء فيتحنث فيه وهو تعبد. So then he would go to Ghar al-Hira, and Ghar al-Hira is in Batha Quraysh in Mecca. A lot of the people, they go and visit this cave. And of course this is not from the Sunnah, this is not from the practices of the Sahaba, this is not from the practices of the Tabi'in, and even it's not from the practices of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. After he got the revelation, we have no narration whatsoever that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam ever went back to Ghar al-Hira. So this is not from the Sunnah, nor is this from the practices of any of the righteous people from before, from the Salaf al-Salih, that they used to go to this to visit this cave. So it's something that the people should try to avoid. If you're in Mecca, spend your time in the Haram, spend your time trying to pray as much as you can in the Haram, and try to get as much reward as you can, praying your salawat in the Haram, and reading Quran in the Haram, and making dua, making tawaf, doing umrah, doing the things that you should be doing as a Muslim, and not wasting so much energy trying to do something that none of the Prophet nor the Sahaba did. So he said, وَكَانَ يَخْلُو بِغَارِ حِرَاءٍ فَيَتَحَنَّث. And then the explanation here of tahannuth, فِيهِ وَهُوَ تعبد. Whenever a narrator of a hadith, he or she gives an explanation of a wording of the hadith, this is called idraj. That means that they're adding wording to the hadith that's not from the hadith. And this idraj right here, وَهُوَ تعبد, which is the tafsir, or was the explanation of the meaning of yatahannath. Yatahannath is the speech of Aisha radiallahu anha. At-ta'abud is the speech of a-Zuhri, because he's one of the narrators of the hadith. So if you go back to the chain of narration, and some of the people might say, well, you didn't mention a-Zuhri in the chain of narration. So if we look at the chain of narration, it says, حدثنا يحيى بن بكير قال حدثنا ليث عن عقيل عن ابن شهاب. Ibn Shihab is a-Zuhri. So this idraj in the hadith, وَهُوَ تعبد, ta'abud, which means is that he went to the cave for the purpose of worship. And even some of the people say that the original meaning of tahannuth is a tahannuf, that the original meaning is a fa, but then it got changed to a tha over the time, because it's a tahannuf, which means to worship on the millat Ibrahim al-Hanifa. So Allahu a'lam. But like I said, Zuhri here, he explained the wording. So this wording, فيه وهو تعبد. وهو تعبد is not from the narration of Aisha radiallahu anha. It's from the speech of Zuhri. Al-layaliya, the night. So he would go there and he would worship throughout the nights. ذوات العدد, like a number of nights. قبل أن ينزع إلى أهله ويتزود لذلك. And then he would go back to his family, and he would get more provisions to go back and do it again. ثم يرجع إلى خديجة فيتزود لمثلها. Then he go back to Khadija and get provisions. Azad is the provisions that you use for traveling. As mentioned in Surah Al-Baqarah, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَخَيْرُ الزَّادِ التَّقْوَى. خَيْرُ الزَّادِ التَّقْوَى. The best provision that you can have for your journey to Hajj is a taqwa. And of course, we've gone over the meaning of taqwa many a times and through previous lessons. So inshallah, everybody should be privy to the meaning of a taqwa, inshallah. فَيَتَزَوَّدُ لِمِثْلِهَا حَتَّى جَاءَهُ الْحَقُّ وَهُوَ فِي غَارِ حِرَاء. Until the truth came to him and he's in the cave of Hira. فَجَاءَهُ الْمَلَكُ فَقَالَ اقْرَأ. And of course, the Malik that came to him is Jibril, because he is the one that is responsible for the wahi. اقْرَأ. So he said to him, read. قال ما أنا بقارئ, because obviously the Prophet Muhammad was illiterate. So he said, I'm not from the readers. قال فأخذني فغطني حتى بلغ مني الجهل. So he said that the angel took him and squeezed him, and squeezed him so hard until he couldn't take it anymore. حتى بلغ مني الجهل. I couldn't, I had nothing left to take it anymore. ثم أرسلني, and then he would release me. فقال اقرأ. And then he would tell him again, read. قلت ما أنا بقارئ. And then he said again, I'm not from the readers. I cannot read. فأخذني فغطني الثانية. And then he did the same. He took him and he squeezed him. الثانية حتى بلغ مني الجهل. Until he couldn't take it anymore. ثم أرسلني. Then he released him. فقال اقرأ. فقلت ما أنا بقارئ. فأخذني فغطني الثالثة. So the third time he did the same. ثم أرسلني فقال. And after the third time he released him and he said اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق. Read in the name of your Lord that is created. خلق الإنسان من علق. Created from humans from a alaq. And of course, alaq, so as they translate it as like a blood clot. It's just a thick piece of blood. And a clot. Created man from a clot of blood. من علق. اقرأ وربك الأكرم. Read and know that your Lord is the most generous. فرجع بها رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يرجف فؤاده فدخل على خديجة. Here the Prophet Aisha radiallahu anha said فرجع بها. بها here it goes back to what was revealed to him. رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يرجف فؤاده. Fuad, it means heart. رجف is like it's quaking, because obviously out of fear and him not knowing what just happened to him, he was in a state of fear. فدخل على خديجة بنت خويلد رضي الله عنها فقال زملوني زملوني. And of course, زملوني, it means غطوني. It means like cover me. And this of course is a lot of the times when people are very scared and they're in a state of extreme fright, and they feel cold and shivering. So he says زملوني فزملوه, and then they covered him حتى ذهب عنه الرعب, until the fear had gone away from him, the fright. فقال لخديجة وأخبرها الخبر. So he spoke to Khadija and he told her what happened to him. لقد خشيت على نفسي. I was afraid for myself that death would come to me. فقالت خديجة كلا والله. She said, no wallah. ما يخزيك الله أبدا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will never disgrace you. إنك لا تصل رحم, because you are from amongst the people that you never sever, you join the ties of kinship. وتعين على نوائب الحق. Well, I jumped a part of the hadith. إنك لا تصل رحم وتحمل الكل. تحمل الكل, it means that you help the people who are not able to help. They're not able to work and earn for themselves. So you help these people, by giving them what they need and assisting them in any way that you can. وتكسب المعدوم. And that means that you give al-ma'dum, it means that it's non-existent. So تكسب المعدوم, and the kasab, of course, it means to earn. So basically, he gives money to the people that don't have it. وتقري الضيف, and تقري الضيف, it means that you're hospitable to your guests. وتعين على نوائب الحق. Well, the nawaib is a plural form of the word na'iba. When a na'iba, it means like anything that like a yunubul insan, which means that it's like afflictions and problems and things that come to the person that they can be from the good or the bad, and it can be from the haqq or the batil. And that's why Khadija radiallahu anha, she said nawa'ib al-haqq, she specified that it's specifically for the issues like the afflictions or anything that comes to the people, but you're in the truth in these affairs. He said, then Aisha continued, رضي الله عنها, فانطلقت به خديجة حتى أتت به ورقة بن نوفل. So Khadija, she left with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam until she went to her Waraqat bin Nawfal, bin Asad ibn Abd al-Uzza, ibn Amir Khadijata, وكان امرأ تنصر في الجاهلية. And Waraqa was the cousin of Khadija, and he was a person, he had become a Christian in the time of Jahiliyyah. وكان يكتب الكتاب العبراني, and he used to write in the Hebrew language. So he used to be able to read the Torah and the Injil in the Hebrew language. And of course, there's different narrations, and one narration is in Arabi, but the narration in Bukhari, al-Ibrani. فيكتب من الإنجيل بالعبرانية ما شاء الله. So he used to write from the Injil with in the Hebrew language, ما شاء الله يكتب, whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will for him to write. وكان شيخا كبيرا, and he was an old man called Ami, and he had become blind. فقالت له خديجة يا ابن عم. So Khadija said to him, oh my cousin, اسمع من ابن أخيك. So he said, listen to the son of your brother. فقال له ورقة. Actually, before I go on to the next thing, just to be clear, because Aisha mentioned, Khadija said, the son of your brother. And of course, this is Waraqa ibn Nawfal is not the nephew of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or I'm sorry, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is not the nephew of Waraqa. But what this is dealing with is going back to the nasab, because they are very similar in nasab, going back to Qusay. And because of that lineage and their closeness, that going back to Qusay, that they have ancestors that were brothers. So some of the ulama say that this is referring to that, and some of the ulama say that it's referring just as out of respect because of Waraqa ibn Nawfal being old in age, that this was a way of speaking to him with a type of respect. Wallahu alam, but more than likely it goes back to the lineage, because the Arabs, of course, especially in those days, they paid strong attention to the lineage and where they came from. So when she said Ibn Akhik, that is referring back to one of the brothers of Qusay. Wallahu alam. فقال له ورقة يا ابن أخي. Then Waraqa said to him, oh son of my brother, ماذا ترى? What did you see? فأخبره رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم خبر ما رأى. So the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم informed him of what he saw. فقال له ورقة هذا ناموس. And namus is used in the Arabic language as a person that is the keeper of your secrets. The person that you tell your secrets, and the person that keeps your secrets is called namus, because and this refers to a Jibril because he was the keeper, like the revelation was sent through him and was sent down from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to all the messengers. This is kind of used today, not so much in the Arabic language. In Yemen, sometimes they refer to like Jawasis as Nawamis, so Namus, like they'll refer to like a spy as a Namusa. So, but that's about the only time that I've generally heard this used today in the Arabic language. But that's a Namus is the person that keeps your secrets. So he said, الَّذِي نَزَّلَ اللَّهُ عَلَى Musa, and he's the one that Allah sent down on Musa. يَا لَيْتَنِي فِيهَا جَذَعًا. He said, oh, it's only if I could only be young again. Because of course we know from the hadith, especially dealing with the Eid al-Adha, is that the jadha' is a صغير من البهائم, is one from the young animals that are used as livestock. So basically he was just hoping that he could be young at the early stages of Islam, for the purpose that he's going to mention right now. He said, "Laytani akunu hayyan idh yukhrijuka qawmak." He said, only if I could be alive when your people run you out of your place of your residence. He said, فقال رسول الله, well, she said, فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أمخرجيهم, are they gonna run me out? They're gonna kick me out? قال نعم. He said, yes. لم يأتي رجل قط بمثل ما جئت به إلا عودية. He said, no man ever came with what you came with, except for that the people had enmity with him, and they showed that enmity, and they attacked him, fought against him. وَأَن يُدْرِكَنِي يَوْمُكَ أَنْصُرَكَ نَصْرًا مُعَزَّرًا. And if that day, if I see that day, if I see the day that happens, I will assist you, with a strong assistance. مُعَزَّرًا قَوِيًّا. ثم لم ينشب. And ينشب, it means يلبث. It means that he didn't stay for long. لم ينشب ورقة أن توفي, that he died. وفتر الوحي. وفتر الوحي. The fatara, of course, is the pause in the time between the ayat from Surah Al-Qalam and the ayat from Surah Al-Mudaththir, which we'll probably have to get to in the next lesson, inshallah. Because obviously that's going to go into another hadith, inshallah. And I think the time is sufficient for this lesson, inshallah. إلى هنا سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.